slide over towards me a little bit right now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's TV 35 for our preseason interviews with the coach and some of the players here for boys basketball and girls basketball. We're doing boys basketball first. No, we're not. Doing girls basketball first. Don't take long to screw up a season.
That's
right?
all right.
Along with me, if you've been living in a cave, is Mike Feaster, our coach for the ladies. Mike, that time of year again.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm excited. Really
More
excited.
importantly,
Looking forward.
are the girls ready?
I think they are. I mean, every day that we get them in the gym, it's one step further to where I want to get them to before we open up. And I think we have a very exciting team this year.
You have the good fortune of returning some seniors that got a lot of playing experience with you, and that's a big plus.
Yeah,
Big
absolutely.
plus.
Senior leadership. Having 18-year-olds on the floor is a big difference in running with a lot of 14 and 15-year-olds. We really want to highlight and centerpiece those three players as much as we can this year, and I really think we're going to have a successful year.
Having the girls developing all summer long, playing in some of the summer leagues and all, are they where you thought you would be before the preseason?
I think them playing a lot of other sports keeps them in tremendous shape throughout the year, and we really like to play that high pace, up tempo style of basketball, especially on the defensive end. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is going to be probably one of our best defensive teams we've had since I've been here.
Is numbers going to affect the ability of your defense to keep that fast pace up when you have lower numbers of the better and more experienced players?
We have we have a couple of freshmen and a sophomore who are on the same level athletically. They're also very bright young ladies, and they've picked up the system pretty well. If we can clean up some of the ball handling, clean up some of the passing, I think with the depth could catch us maybe in a higher level game, playing a Group 4 school or something like that. But I think in the league we're in, I think we have a really, really good, well-rounded team that we can come one or two off the bench and do fine.
Who are going to be your biggest rivals this year?
Spotswood won the division last year. They didn't lose anybody, but they did lose a couple games in the division. Not to us. They put it on us pretty good last year. But
Payback.
Yeah. Listen, year to year things change. I think we have a team that can slow anybody down, can create some uncomfortability for other teams in their half-court offense, and if we get some turnovers, make some shots, we're definitely.
Let's talk about some of the specifics. Last year, a lot of games where you knew the other team only had one key player, and you had a box one on them,
Yeah.
or wherever you went to set up. You have the girl that you think you can put on that individual player if you had to hold her on.
Yeah, I mean, I think with size at the guard position, Natalia, Veracruz, and Ashley Pereira can probably hold any real star player down if need be. I really think, just looking at the schedule, I think we're going to face more teams that are a little more well-rounded than have one individual player. I think 5 across the board for us, our first 5. Athletically, we can play good help defense, we can trap, we can turn people over. If another team has a star, I don't necessarily know if one girl is going to stop them as much as us as a team is going to stop them.
One of the things you're going to need, Coach, is at least 2 or 3 players give you double-digit scoring every game. You think you'll have that?
I think I have 2 scorers that have proven it in the past have averaged double digits, Natalia and Madison. I'm looking for them to chip in even a little more. If they can go up 3 to 5 points a game from last year, both of them get around that 15-point-a-game mark. I think Ashley's got some untapped potential offensively. If we can get her to be a little more aggressive going to the basket, I think she can get the double digits. The girl can almost hang on the rim. She's a super athletic girl. I'm trying to really utilize her in our offense a little more than we have in the past. And we got 2 freshmen that can shoot. Yeah, we got 2 freshmen that are really going to contribute a lot this year.
One problem that I'm sure you think about, hopefully you face it, foul trouble. What if one of your top 3 seniors get into foul trouble, you got a pool? Is it going to affect you? It's always going to affect you.
It's not going to help, that's for
It's
sure.
not going to help, but I mean, it's going to be a bump in the road, so to say, or you can roll other players in and out to try to pick up the pieces while time goes by.
You know what? The last 2, 3, 4 years, even depth's been a problem. Depth's been the thing that's kind of held us back from an extra win or two a season. If one of them get in foul trouble, we'll make it work. Cynthia Silva coming off the bench, Juliana Daly coming off the bench. You know, they've in the 2 scrimmages they played, they've given us valuable minutes. I can't go without one of them for too long, but I can go without one of them for a couple minutes here or there, and I feel comfortable doing that.
The new rules this year for, I know it's in the boys, the girl fouls this year.
Yeah, that doesn't help us either
No.
because now to get to the bonus, we're talking about being 20 fouls, team fouls. So, you know, we may have to think about using some junior varsity players to come in and help us at the end of the game when it's close if we need to get another team to the line because I can't afford to run anybody out.
For those that are watching, explain your understanding of the rules probably better than mine.
So basically after the 5th foul each quarter, other team go to the line and shoot 2.
Shoots 2
No
for the
more
rest of that
1-on-1.
quarter.
Yeah, instead of 7 for a half, now it's 5 a quarter. So if we reach that 5 in the first quarter, the second, third quarter, and the third quarter, not only the other team shooting 2, but now we're at 15 team fouls. So if we are in a tight game, we're in a situation where we have to foul at the end of the 4th quarter. Now we're talking 20 team
20
fouls.
fouls, and then you're back
So-
to shooting 2.
If 4 girls get 20 fouls, they're out of the game.
Because the fans are there, you don't have to worry about yelling, it's 1 and 1, it's 1 and 1. You know it is, and it goes right to 2.
Yeah, don't yell at me, please.
Yeah.
But
We got the
that-
headphones, so you can yell at us, we don't even hear
There
it.
you go, perfect. But no, that's the situation. So when it gets to 20 fouls at the end of the 4th quarter, we're going to have probably a situational type strategy, but I'm still working on that.
Something we could always talk about, Christmas tournament. You know, it's some people don't think Christmas is that close, but you're less than 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
You got a tournament. You know who's set up, what the layout is, what 4 teams are in.
Yeah, we open up with Henry Hudson, and on the other side is Kingsburg and South Amboy.
Okay.
Kingsburg always gives us a tough game. Those girls are tough, scrappy. They're well coached. We don't match up with them first, but I'm assuming we'll see them in the final. That'll be a good game. You know, if we win the Christmas tournament this year, it's because we earned it.
They remind me of South River Spotswood or South River in Metuchen. Throw the standings out, throw the win losses out. You always seem to butt heads with one another. They seem the cream of the crop comes out, especially if you got the better team than they do. They all want to put you got that bullseye on you, they all want to put you down.
Yeah, even like some of the really, elite level teams we've had on the girls' side, 2 or 3 teams that, made the semifinal in the county tournament or won a state champ. We play into like a 10, 12 point game. Like it's always tough, and I assume we'll see them. And Coach Book will, I'm sure, will give us a tough game.
Talk about some of your players in specific. We know you got the 3 seniors. We're going to be talking with them in just a few minutes. Other players, mostly sophomores, freshmen, juniors.
Yeah. So our starting 5, as of right now, the way I see it, will be the 3 seniors: Madison, Natalia, and Ashley, and then Karina Santos is a freshman, and Gabriela Castellano is a freshman. Karina was a star on the volleyball team, and Gab on the soccer team. So, but both very athletic, about 5'5", 5'6", so good size for the girls' game. Interchangeable, they can play guard, they can play down low. Very, very smart and very athletic, fit right into our system. Cynthia Silva, sophomore, she's going to come off the bench for us, give us valuable minutes again, another soccer player. Really athletic, aggressive. That's one thing we don't, which worries me about the foul trouble. That's not one thing we lack. We're tough, we're aggressive, we're fast, and we really want to make the game uncomfortable for you. So, yeah.
Mostly zone.
Mostly zone. Yeah, mostly zone. When you do something good, you want to do it a lot, right? And I think they just understand spacing, and they understand when to really, pounce on the ball and double team and trap, and have a good feel for how to play behind those traps too. So, for whatever reason, I've always seemed to get girls that are great zone basketball players, and we try to highlight that here.
Right. But you also got the advantage this year. 3 girls out there on the court are basically co-captains, 3 seniors.
Yeah.
They're out there where they can control some of the other players and, move here, cover this, switch, whatever it is.
Sure.
You have the players that are intelligent enough, basketball intelligence,
Yeah.
in order to handle when you get solid seniors like that. That's got to be a big plus.
Yeah, and they can grab the rope for us when we need it, right?
Exactly.
So if they got to, they can pick up the slack on the back end on certain situations defensively. We just had a scrimmage against Edison. I thought we played really well. Natalia and Maddie kind of took over in transition and really started the breaks for us. Just playing great, like help defense in the zone. They kind of glued this whole thing together for us. And I think as long
A
as
big plus.
they stay healthy, stay out of foul trouble, we're going to win more than lose.
Big plus to have. Coach, have a great
Thank you
season.
very much.
We're gonna be
Merry
right back
Christmas,
with a couple
guys.
of our-
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, happy, healthy New Year. We'll see you as the season gets rolling. We're gonna be back in just a few minutes with a couple of the young ladies we were talking about. We're gonna be speaking with the 3 seniors most of all. Good luck again.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome back, TV 35. We talked about the coach. Coach talked about the squad. We got 3 of the key players here, seniors for our team. Just introduce yourself to the fans out there.
My name's Natalia Verdes.
Madison Vitucci, Ashley Pereira.
Does it seem like it's year 4 already? Because it seems like yesterday with some of you we were talking as we're freshmen and sophomores. And did it go good, go bad? What are your thoughts, ladies? Coach is gone, he can't hear you.
I feel like we've come a long way. After playing our freshman year, I know we're all the same players. I feel like we've gotten better up until now, and it shows.
It's going to show with the 3 of you, though, more than anything else. I was saying to Coach, and Coach even said, I got 3 young ladies here that can really carry the bulk of it if they have to. But you also got the, I call it the basketball smarts. You know, a lot of the freshmen come up and they're not developed yet, brain-wise, with basketball. And you got to be able to handle it. Just talking about, you want to be able to put pressure on the other team, like zone, you can go to press. What are your thoughts? What do you think the team has to do this year? More press, more zone, a little bit of both?
I think a little bit of both. Our team's very athletic, so even with the 2 freshmen, we're all very athletic. So with the press and even a zone, we can easily intimidate any team we play against.
Did the 3 of you play together in the summer league?
No, so we all actually play soccer.
That's okay.
It takes a lot of our.
Keep the cardio going.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Players that are coming up to freshman, sophomore, have they been much exposed to summer league playing ball, or you start over once you get rolling?
So they're all basically on the same level as us playing
Okay.
this fall sport. They don't really have much time.
You got a Christmas tournament coming up in just about less than 3 weeks. There's 3 weeks exact. Thoughts about the tournament itself? Are you ready for it? You feel that you're coming along well enough this season?
I think looking at the scrimmages and stuff, I feel like after our first maybe 2 or 3 real in-season games, I think we'll be ready for the tournament for sure.
Thoughts about this year being your senior year? What if you had one goal each? You don't have to have the same thing. What would be your goal that you're hoping you do, not the team, you're able to do this year?
So my goal is to actually reach 1,000 points.
Okay. It's a good at it. Ballpark number where you at right now?
I'm at 5 something, but I
Okay.
think if I average 15,
That's good attitude, good way to do it. How about yourself?
Same. I want to score
And your magic number right now, ballpark?
around 600.
Okay.
See me, I'm not really a shooter.
That's
I don't
okay.
really shoot the ball, so
That's why you're good, because they got people like you that's assisting and sending. You're more important than they are, because they didn't have anybody to shoot it. Those numbers would all be around 3. I know.
So I'm more focused on averaging at least 5 steals a game.
Okay. Do you feel with the development, granted some players graduated, but you still got what I call the senior core, you're ready to go at this stage to be able to really produce this year with what you've got?
I feel like we're still developing, playing with 2 new people
Okay.
on our team, but I will get there.
I think that's something that'll develop probably in the first 2-3 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
That's
Like
when we come out.
Yeah, even with the 2 freshmen, we're able to guide them, and we already have a great chemistry. So just adding 2 more people in is really nothing.
You used the right word. You got to have the chemistry that's going to gel. But that's why I was saying you got 3 seniors. It's not like there's only 1 senior on the squad. The 3 of you can help direct them if you have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Teams that you're concerned with playing. Oh, geez, we got
Spotswood.
Spotswood.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about Spotswood. You have to understand when Art and myself grew up late, Spotswood was going to school here, so there was no rivalry. They were they were teammates. You can talk to some of the coaches. They'll remember it. But Spotswood was part of South River and we all played together. What's the mystique? Is it that you see one another when you're out, or we're both local teams, or just the bragging rights, or what? Because football says the same thing. Baseball player, you talk to one, everybody talks about Spotswood.
I just feel like we grew up not hating them, but like we knew that was the team we wanted to be every year.
Yeah.
So it just
People that know me, they know I'm a Cowboys fan, so you know why I shouldn't be standing next to an Eagle fan. And I only say that in jest. It's something about with Spotswood being the team that you want to be able to produce against. It'll be a big one for you. With the season coming as a team now, we talked about what your individual goal is. What's the goal that you have for the team this year?
Win the division.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Definitely win the division.
It's obviously
Capable.
something, yeah, I was just gonna say, it's something that's gonna be capable and within the ability, as long as everybody, A, can stay healthy. B, obviously we don't want foul trouble, that always creates a problem, that's why coaches lose their ear. But other than that, overall, you think the team can be competing with everybody you're playing.
I think so.
All right. On behalf of us all here at TV 35, we wish you all good luck. They may all think you're so calm, quiet, and laid back. Just come up to one of the games when we're playing, and you'll see what these young ladies are really like when you put them on the court. It's a pleasure to have you here. Wish you a happy holiday and a great season.
Thank you.
Take care. We're going to be back in just a few minutes, and we'll be bringing on our boys squad to see what we can talk to about them. Thank you. Welcome back, Fred Roselli, TV 35 here. We're now into the boys varsity squad. All of the coaches couldn't be here today. We do have one of their coaches here who's going to help us out. Eric Galata. Eric, welcome to TV 35.
Thank you for
Good
having
to
us.
have you here. Always a pleasure. If you're looking for many of the faces that were around last year, one of the big things that this coaching staff had to deal with is the magic thing of graduation. I personally can't remember a year that not only you graduate 8 players at any squad, but the caliber of the players that lost.
Yep.
Great players, I call them great kids, they'll always be kids to me, but they gelled well and they knew what they had to do. If one of them got in foul trouble, you had somebody coming right off the bench. As a coach, what's your thought going into this year, before the practices? And I know you saw them during the summer and all, but what were your thoughts coming in?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough to lose those quality players, right? You have 8 guys that have really been in the program since, 5th, 6th grade, and they've seen it all. To see those guys just leave, it's tough, but like you said, they graduate, they move on. So going into this season, the coaching staff, we're excited because we can start at the ground floor, right? Get back into the fundamentals, teach the kids, hey, like, if you want to be one of those 8 players that we had last year, these are the steps that you need to take. So, we're really excited to go ahead and start molding that next group while we have this gentleman on my left that's going to be leading the charge.
Well, leading the charge is not all that Alex does. If you don't know, this is Alex, not Grosby, Alex Grosby. I constantly get criticized, but it just happens when I'm talking. I was Italian, I'm yakking a mile a minute, and half the times looking out Grosby, half the time looking out Grosby, but people know who I'm talking about. You got to have broad shoulders this year. You're carrying a lot of weight. Obviously, you had a phenomenal year last year. A great all-around squad. They're great memories for you. What memories are you thinking of putting together this year with your squad?
So last year we really put together a lot of memories, and I think the core memory was just opening night with last experience 1,000 points. So opening night is really like the tone setter for the season. So I just want to come out and just let people know that we're not slacking. Like, people think just because we lost the 8 or 9 seniors that we lost that we're gonna be bad, we're gonna be terrible, but we just want to wake people up and show them that opening night we're gonna wake the world up again.
You're going to always have that bullseye on your back when you have a squad who, other than the immediate players, the people within the high school and maybe right around, no one expected to happen what it did. I know your coaches did.
Yes.
I know you guys believed in it, and it showed. But a lot of the outsiders looking in at precinct, oh yeah, but they do okay. But by the end of the season, it was, can we do an interview with you? Can we do an interview with you? I mean, they knew who South River was when they were coming here. And you had a great following of parents and fans also. When you played towards Middlesex, towards the end of the season tournaments, that's got to be a big plus for you.
Yeah.
You're known within the county, assist leader, what you've been able to accomplish in one season. Help you or hurt you?
People could say it helps, but it also does hurt as it puts a target on my back. as an opposing player, no one really wants to see you do better than what you do. So I'm gonna have a target on my back. Well, we are gonna have a target on our back because the past 2 years we really just blew everyone out in our division. So the target really hurts us, but it helps us in a way that we can learn and experience it and go through all of it together.
Do you have a personal goal, not a team goal, a personal goal? For example, I was talking with some of the young ladies. One of them said, I'd love to get 1,000 points. Okay, their goal. What's your goal as a player, not as a teammate?
1,000 points is really an achievement that every player wants, but I'm on track to have 1,000 assists, and I think that's different from everybody else because I'm a point guard, so I'm a team player, so I like to.
You need a player who's going to be an assist leader to have a team that's going to have 1,000-point scorers. I just said to the young ladies when they were here, hey, you can be the greatest shooter in the world, but you still need to get that ball. That falls more on an assist party than a shooter, and it's something you don't always realize. What about as a team goal? What's your goal as a team?
As a team going into it, to be honest, I don't really know what to expect, but I just know that we have a great group of hardworking guys, so we're really just gonna get stronger together and just wake the division up, like I said, because they're sleeping on us.
Coach, thoughts about the squad as a whole? Stronger defensive player, man-to-man, stronger defensive player, zone.
Well, I mean, I really think about me personally. I'm a big man-to-man, mano-a-mano, that type of style. But we do like to throw the zone out there every once in a while to switch things up. But if I was to say what is our best, I really like us a man. I think we're young, we're quick, we're athletic. We're looking to put pressure on the teams, and I think that's best when we're going out in our man.
Do you think this year is an adjustment year with the new rule with fouls?
Yeah, that's tough.
And if fans weren't watching earlier, when you get 5 fouls in 1 quarter, you're shooting 2 for the rest of the quarter. So all of the fans that are there and are yelling, it's 1-on-1, it's 1-on-1, it's 1-on-1. 1-on-1 doesn't exist anymore at the high school level. How do the coaches look at that?
It's
A
difficult.
plus or a minus?
Well, I mean, it's different. So anything
it's gonna be different.
anything that's different, always comes with some, feedback with it. It's definitely going to be interesting that first game, hearing people in the stands.
Oh,
yelling
that's
it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Fans are always out there yelling at you. But it sometimes pulls away from your aggressiveness.
Right.
Because, geez, we got 5 fouls in the first 4 minutes. They're shooting 2 the rest of the quarter.
And it's also difficult because depending on, the refs that we have that day, some like to call it a little bit tighter, some like to let the boys play. I know last year when we were going, all up and down New Jersey, different pockets of areas, the referees are a little bit different. But I'm excited because I think our aggressiveness is going to really set the tone. And, if we get into some foul trouble in the beginning, we might have to make some adjustments. But, I think it'll be good for us.
If you ever watched any of the TV 35, whether it was football, whether it's basketball, I always had a very simple adage when it came to the officials. If you can call it consistent, I don't have a problem. If it's a baseball game, you got a consistent, tight strike zone, that's fine with me.
Yep.
Basketball, if you're going to play it loose, it means 10 players on the floor can play it loose.
Right.
You can't say, oh no, I'm going to call fouls on him, but not on you. And just, all I look for is consistency. They're human also. And I always tease the officials, either at halftime or at the end. You're only making half the people.
Yeah.
You're never, no matter what the sport, you're only
That's
making
their
half
job.
the That's their job.
That's their job.
Thoughts about Christmas tournament? Too early? When I mean that, not because it's Christmas, but as far as the developing the players that you got coming in,
No,
dropping them into a tournament situation.
I think our schedule is what our schedule is. I mean, if you look at it, we go all the way until the end of February. So it's really a compact schedule. I think if anything, it does favor the more experienced teams because they played with each other for a lot longer. But I like it in this beginning because it really figures out, what our team is and what can we improve upon.
Last year you had some bigger players, height-wise.
Yep.
What do you have coming in, or what? Is that one of the negatives that you got to try to work around?
I think it's just a different style of basketball. I mean, you had those two, Laz and Roman last year who had the height, and then you had Kobe with the size, and Gavin had the length.
It was a special. Last year was a special
group.
squad, special without a doubt. Coaching everybody just melded together so nicely. It was great to watch.
And they had great team chemistry, but with this year, we're starting over. I don't want to say like starting completely over, but the new
More development
More
than you had in the
development.
past.
and as far as like the style of basketball that we're going to play, yeah, it might look a little bit different, but you know, at the core, we're South River basketball. We are going to run up and down the court. We're going to play hard defense, and we're going to put some pressure on you.
Were you able to get many of the players that are on the squad this year playing summer ball together?
Yes, that was a huge
I'm just going to put the
It's
words
huge.
right out of my mouth.
because you know you have the summer league, you have the fall league to make those mistakes. To
Yeah.
make this, you're going to make mistakes, and especially with a squad that hasn't played, 5 years with each other like last year, that there is going to be those bumps in the roads. But it's important that we keep level-headed. We don't get too high, don't get too low. We're going to make mistakes. All basketball teams,
Absolutely.
and you just got to learn from them. And that's why, it's good to have somebody who's been through the gauntlet of a 26-4 season to like, hey, we're good, relax, we're gonna make through it and come out on the other end.
Coaches can't be out on the court. What do you think's your biggest battle to keep control of the other players? The guy that misses that 3-pointer where, geez, how do you get his head back on? Last year was a little different because you all complemented one another. Where you're having a bad game, you'd realize, okay, we're gonna do this. If one of them are having a bad game, what do you do this year? Because you don't have that, I call it a luxury that you had last year.
Nah, we'll just keep telling each other, keep our heads up, and just really vocalizing because in practice, I think we've been vocalizing very well together. Like, if someone's having an off day, like, for example, yesterday, I didn't have my best day as a scrimmage, but, like, our fellow players brought me up. Like, if you're not having a good scoring day, then play defense. If you're not playing defense,
Absolutely.
well, then get off the court. But nah, just picking each other up and having each other's back, just like we did all last year. It's really a family. Like every player in the program last year, even like the guys coming up, they were still part of our program, so we're all one big family.
Oh, absolutely.
And our program is blessed to have a point guard like this guy because you talk about a coach can't be on the court, but the amount of basketball that he has played, the amount of basketball that he consumes on a daily basis is just like really puts to shame some of us. So like he's seen it all, he's been through it all, and we have nothing but confidence in him.
Do you find that, quote, responsibility a plus or a minus for you? Because I'm sure the coaches are sitting here looking towards you, and some of the younger players, if they're not sure, they're looking towards you, not realizing you were in their position a couple of years ago. Do you think that's a plus or a minus?
I wouldn't say it's a plus or a minus. I would just say it's a bigger task on my hand.
Okay.
As if because our coaches really they expect a lot of me, and it could be seen as difficult or tough. But I've dealt with it before in with previous teams I've played on. So just leading, I've been a leader my whole life, not to seem conceited or anything, but I know what that role is, and I hang around these guys. I'm with them in school every day. I'm with them in practice, so I know what it takes to get them going. And just
Do you think having a lot of them on the team with you last year opened their eyes to what a team can be?
Yeah, most definitely.
I call it a magical team last year, but I don't care. As an outsider looking in, there was just that aura about when you played. I don't care if you were down by 2 or down by 15. That game was not over.
Yeah, like I said, they were in the behind the scenes. They were in the locker room with us. They were watching us practice. So they see what a good team needs to have, like the qualities, the communication, and every team's going to go through hardships, so nothing's really easy. Nothing's going to be given to you, so we all know that we have to work for it, and everything's just earned. Everything's earned.
And that's the great thing is you have the 26-4 season last year, and you see the hard work that he put in and all those other players put in. And then you would think, like, all right, 18 years gone, it is what it is. You just go have a fun season. He's back in the gym. And it's the younger kids that see that and be like, they had this great season, and he's just working hard, if not harder than he did last year, because that's how much he cares. And it's, when you're around
It
people
could be
that
contagious.
yeah, when you're around somebody that cares about the sport or cares about their craft that much, you can't help but join in.
Are we ready for starting the season next week?
I want to start right now. Like I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play. And that's something. You're never gonna have enough practice time.
But as a coach, you think we need a little bit more, but no, we're ready to go.
Yeah, you could always have another day of practice, but you know what? It's the game time where you figure out, all right, this is what we can do, this is what we can't do. If we need to tweak this, tweak that. We're here to compete.
I'm going to put you on a spot. Make believe coach wasn't here. Okay? Does the team need that little bit more practice before next week, or we're ready to go if it was tomorrow?
I mean,
You could be honest. I'll get between you.
I'm always honest. Like in front, or if I'm not in front of the coach, I'm gonna say my honest opinion. But there's always room for improvement, and I would like to say we're ready, but in the next span, like in the next week, there's definitely like room for improvement
Okay.
in every aspect of our team. So
On behalf of TV 35 and all the fans that are going to be out there yelling at you, it's one-on-one, it's one-on-one. You can just look over at our test. What the heck with you, man? I wish you nothing but good luck. Have a great season, at least as good as last year. And I say that, Jeff. Coach, it's always a pleasure.
Thank
having
you, sir.
thank
Tell the other coaches, maybe next year we'll give them a chance to come out.
We'll see.
Good luck to you. On behalf of TV 35, this is going to be our boys squad. Come out, if whether you're a fan, whether you know the game or not, support them all. Boys basketball, girls basketball, it goes on just about every night of the week. Devote some time. Let them know that you care about them all. And you can yell at us when it's one-on-one. On behalf of us all here at TV 35, thank you and good night.